Welcome to our top 10 list of the coolest creatures from the Ice Age. Today we're talking about the late Cenozoic era during the Pleistocene epoch. This was a frosty era that lasted from about 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. And boy did it have some epic beasts strutting their stuff across the icy landscapes. So get your virtual parka on and let's venture into our top 10 list.
Imagine if you had a home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. A universe where you can live and learn all you want about the ancient creatures that occupy your mind. You can find it only here on the Dinosaur Channel. Welcome to the Dinoverse.
But before we unleash these chill giants, make sure you subscribe to the Dinosaur Channel, your home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. Smash us with a dino-sized thumbs up, and let me start by asking you a question. Are you ready to journey back to a time when Earth was a wintry wonderland, ruled by colossal creatures that adapted to survive in the deep freeze? This was the Ice Age, a time when the world was a snow globe of mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and magnificent beings that navigated the frosty terrain like faucets. Ice ages are a phenomenon that happens on planet Earth and has happened several times during the history of planet Earth. But during this last one, we had some of the most incredible creatures you can imagine. Today we'll uncover how these frosty rulers lived, hunted, and survived in an environment that would give the modern freezer a run for its money. But it's not just about their awesomeness, it's about the lessons they whisper to us across time. As we delve into the lives of these ancient Ice Age superstars, we're reminded of our place in the wild universe. We're just a speck in the grand scheme of things, surrounded by wonders beyond our imagination. So buckle up for this frosty adventure into the past. Number 10 on our list is the giant short-faced bear, the largest bear species ever known, towering over modern bears. It was a big, furry force to be reckoned with, standing tall at about 12 feet when standing on its hind legs. Imagine a bear the size of a car. It was easily one of the biggest bears to ever roam planet Earth. This bear was a blend of strength and agility, and its most distinctive feature was, well, as its name suggests, its face, which was quite short compared to other bears, giving it a comically endearing appearance. But don't be fooled by its adorable look. This bear was a powerhouse, with long, powerful limbs built for speed. It could sprint faster than any modern-day grizzly bear, making it a formidable force in the Ice Age wilderness. Despite its massive size, it was surprisingly agile, capable of chasing down prey with lightning-fast reflexes. We'll jump into its diet now. This bear had a hearty appetite. It was an omnivore, munching on plants, berries, and anything else it could find. But it also had a taste for meat, gobbling up anything from fish to hunting down mammoths. Its immense strength and sharp claws made it a top-tier predator, ruling the ancient landscapes with a cuddly yet fierce demeanor. Now, they might seem cuddly, but trust me, these bears were the real deal. Their size and strength probably made the animals think twice before messing with them. Sadly, these awesome bears went extinct around 11,000 years ago, leaving behind their larger-than-life paw prints in the history books. But hey, their legacy definitely still lives on, especially through the lives of polar bears and grizzly bears that live in our world today. Number 9 on our list is the woolly rhinoceros. Picture this magnificent beast, the woolly rhino, strutting around during the Ice Age like it owned the snowy landscape. It was like the rhino version of a snowplow, covered head to toe in a shaggy fur coat to battle the chilly weather. Imagine a rhino with its funky fur that probably made it look like it was wearing an ultra-cool prehistoric winter jacket. And these rhinos were no small fries. They were actually pretty big, almost the size of tanks on legs. They had the iconic hefty horn on their snouts, and it is said that their horns could grow up to several feet long. And boy, did they know how to rock those headpieces. Despite their intimidating appearance, these rhinos were probably chill herbivores, munching on all sorts of plants that managed to peek through the frosty ground. They might have even used their horns to dig up tasty snacks like roots. Now, these rhinos weren't just about looking cool in their fuzzy coats, they were built tough. With those mighty horns, they could probably plow through snowdrifts like it was nobody's business. And get this, they weren't just wanderers, they were experts at surviving in chilly places, starting with stuff across Europe and Asia. It helped them stay cozy in freezing temperatures, giving them an edge in surviving these bone-chilling Ice Age winters. Sadly, just like the giant short-faced bear, the woolly rhino disappeared from the scene around the end of the Ice Age, but their awesomeness still lives on across parts of Africa and Asia through the appearance and the survival of the rhinos we have in our world today. Number 8 on our list doesn't have any common ancestors left today, at least nothing that looks like it. We got the Glyptodon. These guys were the armored marvels of the Ice Age. Imagine a massive, living tank that rolled around the ancient landscape. These guys were real-life Pokemon with their gigantic turtle-like shells that could even make the sturdiest shield jealous. I want you to take a look into your brain and imagine an armadillo, but the size of a car. Their shells were like an entire suit of armor protecting them from whatever the Ice Age threw their way. Maybe even a snowball fight that they didn't sign up for. And talk about versatility, these guys didn't just rely on their impressive armor, they had this cool tail that could probably smack away anything that annoyed them. Kind of like an Ankylosaurus. Don't let their tough exterior fool you though, Glyptodons were probably very chill herbivores, munching away on plants and moseying around South America. Can you picture them having a casual stroll through the ancient grasslands? Their armor clinking gently as they moved? They must have been absolute rock stars in the Ice Age era. Sadly, like many of their Ice Age pals, Glyptodons left the party around 10,000 years ago. But they left behind some pretty awesome shells that scientists are still puzzling over today. These armored wonders might be gone, but their memory lives on through the little armadillos that still exist with us today. Number 7 on our list, the direwolf. Let me tell you about this direwolf, the rock star of Ice Age canines. Imagine a wolf but bigger, stockier, and with a serious attitude. These guys were fur-covered bad boys of the Cenozoic era. Direwolves weren't just your average backyard buddies, they were built for the Ice Age. Picture a wolf the size of a modern-day grizzly bear, prowling around North and South America in packs. These were definitely the alpha predators that hunted through the ancient landscapes with their wild, untamed vibes. Their claim to fame? Hunting prowess. They were the original wolf squad, teaming up to take down mammoths, bison, and whatever tasty treats they could sink their teeth into. Can you imagine a pack of direwolves working together, coordinating their moves to take down prey? Talk about teamwork. But hey, they weren't just about brawn, they probably had a softer side as well. They were dogs, just like any other dogs we see today. Despite their tough reputation, they probably were friendly fluffballs and goofballs in their packs, playfully nuzzling each other or howling at the moon together. Sadly, but fortunately for us, these majestic creatures faded away around 9,500 years ago, leaving behind their impressive legacy in fossils and our wild imaginations. But just imagine our ancient human ancestors having to deal with living alongside ancient, massive direwolves. Who knows what kind of insane stories our ancient human past must have alongside these crazy creatures, especially ones who maybe domesticated them or fought alongside them. Direwolves live amongst us today in the DNA of the dogs that we love so much. Number 6 on our list is Homotherium. Homotherium was the feline swashbuckler of the Ice Age. Picture a sleek, cat-like creature with a unique twist. These guys had some very uniquely shaped canine teeth that probably made them the envy of all other cats in the Ice Age era. Their teeth straight up looked like swords, and the swords that had a convex curved blade associated with Middle Eastern, South Asian, and North African cultures. Okay, so Homotherium wasn't just your average house cat. Picture a wild feline superstar that looked like a mix between a saber-toothed cat and a super sleek modern-day cheetah. It was a smaller but equally fierce relative of the saber-toothed cats, and their teeth. They were probably used for some serious slicing and dicing when it came to hunting. And those teeth probably made them look like they were sporting a permanently toothy grin. The Homotherium roamed around North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. With their long legs and athletic build, they were built for speed, making them some of the fastest predators of their time. These were the hunters skilled at taking down all sorts of prey, probably working together in groups to bring down larger animals. But hey, they weren't all about fierce predators. Who knows, maybe these cats had their playful moments too, engaging in cat-like antics with their pals or practicing their hunting skills and friendly games. Sadly, these incredible giant cats vanished around 10,000 years ago. And with that, we'll move on to number 5, Megaloceros, or the Irish elk. The Irish elk, the majestic antlered wonder of the Ice Age, was a deer that you'd have to imagine went to the gym, bulked up, and then decided to grow the most magnificent set of antlers you have ever seen. These antlers were like the forest on their heads. These guys were like the rock stars. These guys were straight up animals. These guys were the most impressive deer you've ever seen in the ancient forests of Europe and Asia. What's really cool about the Irish elk is their antlers. They were ginormous. These antlers could span up to 12 feet across. Can you imagine a creature as tall as a giraffe gracefully wandering the ancient grasslands and their impressive antlers reaching for the skies? Now, those antlers weren't just for show, it was like the Megaloceros' ultimate accessory. These beasts probably used them for all sorts of things, from attracting mates to duking it out with other males during mating season. Despite their massive antlers, these gentle giants were probably herbivorous, munching away on leaves and plants. Sadly, the reign of Megaloceros came to an end around 7,700 years ago, leaving behind their spectacular antlers as a reminder of their grandeur in the Ice Age. Number 4 is one of my favorites. We got the Megalonyx, or the giant ground sloth. Megalonyx was the chilled-out, slow-motion stoners of the Ice Age. Picture your everyday sloth, but supersized to about the size of a modern-day elephant. These guys were the true gentle giants of the ancient world. Megalonyx was all about strolls and munching on leafy greens. They had these long claws that were perfect for digging up plants or maybe even scratching their backs in hard-to-reach spots. Despite their massive size, these sloths were probably quite peaceful herbivores, just chilling and munching on leaves, twigs, and fruits. Now, what really makes these sloths stand out are their claws. These bad boys were built-in gardening tools, perfect for reaching high branches or just chilling out while hanging from trees. But hey, don't be fooled by their size. These sloths were probably the chillest of companions, taking life at their own leisurely pace. Sadly, these lovable giants bid farewell and evolved into tiny little sloths 11,000 years ago, leaving behind their massive footprints for our three-toed sloths we love in Costa Rica today. Number 3 is Megatherium, or the giant sloth. Now, this was the ultimate supersized sloth of the Ice Age. Imagine a sloth so big it could give an elephant a run for its money. Now picture your everyday sloth, but magnified to about the size of a small car. These Megatheriums roamed ancient South America during the late Cenozoic era. One of the largest ground sloths, the Megatherium had claws the size of literal swords. They used these to grab branches or fend off predators, kind of like a Therizinosaurus. They were probably the expert gardeners of their time, using those handy tools to grab branches or dig for tasty roots. Imagine walking through a forest of the ancient Cenozoic era and seeing these guys just digging up through the dirt and pulling down trees. Despite their intimidating size, Megatheriums were likely herbivorous, munching on plants and vegetation. They were also the gentle giants of the Ice Age, just hanging out and enjoying simple pleasures. Sadly, these guys also went extinct around 10,000 years ago. Now you might be wondering for yourself, hold it right there. You might think, but Tal, the Megatherium and Megalonyx are both giant sloths. How do we tell them apart? Well, Megatherium and Megalonyx are both giant ground sloths from the Ice Age, but they have some key differences. The size of Megatherium was definitely larger, reaching up to 20 feet in length and weighing several tons, making one of the largest ground sloths known. Megalonyx was a little bit smaller, averaging only around 10 feet in length and weighing significantly less. Their claws were different because Megatherium had enormous curved claws, some as long as 1 foot, which it used for digging up vegetation or defending itself. Megalonyx had significantly smaller ones, more straight claws adapted for climbing trees. Habitat. The Megatherium was primarily a ground dweller, while the Megalonyx is believed to have spent more time in trees, using its adaptations for climbing. In the location, the Megatherium lived throughout South America, while Megalonyx lived in North America. So while they were both giant ground sloths and part of the same family, very related to each other, their geographical locations, family, size, and claws and habitats set them apart from each other. Okay, back to the countdown, things are heating up. Let's dive into the world of the saber-toothed cats. Probably the most popular predatory animals of the Ice Age. With teeth so big they could have been mistaken for ancient daggers. Imagine your regular cat but with massive curvy fangs the size of swords. These were like the literal apex predators of their time, prowling through North and South America during the Pleistocene epoch. These cats weren't just about flashing their fancy teeth, they were expert hunters using their powerful jaws to take down mammoths, bison, and other hefty creatures. Saber-toothed cats also use their muscular bodies and lightning-fast reflexes to pounce on unsuspecting prey, kind of like a tiger but with daggers as teeth. Despite their fierce reputation, these cats might have had a softer side too, probably grooming each other's fur and engaging in playful bouts within their groups. They were like the elegant assassins of the Ice Age, combining power, grace, and a hint of ferocious charm. These guys unfortunately went extinct around 10,000 years ago globally, but they leave behind such a legacy like Diego from Ice Age. Number 1 on our list, we could not mention an Ice Age list without making this guy the number 1. Similar to how we do for the Cretaceous period, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, we've got to put the woolly mammoth, the poster boy, the poster child of the Ice Age on our number 1 list. So here's the woolly mammoth. Probably the most iconic and most popular animal of the Ice Age, the woolly mammoth is like an elephant with a cozy, thick fur that could make even the fluffiest teddy bear envious. These magnificent beasts were like gentle giants of the frozen plains, strutting around their woolly coats. I want you to imagine a creature about the size of a school bus covered in shaggy hair that kept them cozy in chilly landscapes of Europe, Asia, North America. These mammoths were extremely successful, and mammoths and different mammoth-alike creatures existed all over the planet. Despite their intimidating size, woolly mammoths were probably just chill herbivores, munching on grass, shrubs, and whatever else they could find in the frosty terrain. But you don't want to underestimate these guys. Like elephants today, they could probably pack a punch, and you would not want to run up on one. These magnificent creatures probably lived in sophisticated familial groups as well, migrating around the planet in complex groups to dominate the landscapes as one of the largest herbivores of all time. Sadly, these amazing creatures bid farewell around 4,000 years ago, leaving behind their gigantic footprints in history. But in the world of ancient wonders, the woolly mammoths will always be remembered as the giant, furry, and lovable elephants of the Ice Age. And there you have it, my friends, our top 10 frosty wonders of the Ice Age. These magnificent creatures prowled the icy landscapes thousands of years ago, and continue to spark our imagination today. Thank you for joining us on this icy expedition, and don't forget to check out our other episodes for more prehistoric fun. As we wrap up our journey through the Cenozoic era, it's impossible not to be awestruck by the diversity and grandeur of the creatures that ruled the chill. From the giant short-faced bear to the colossal woolly mammoth, these beings were the ultimate bosses of their icy domain, leaving an indelible mark on Earth's history. As we say goodbye to the Ice Age and to its incredible inhabitants, let's cherish the knowledge. Don't forget to also subscribe to the Dinosaur channel. Become a member to help support our channel. Leave us a dino-sized thumbs up, and leave us a comment down below knowing what you want us to talk about in the future. Until our next Frozy adventure, stay chill and keep exploring.